Hello everyone, Ro here, welcome back to the Redstone tutorial number 9. And today we are again building something bigger, which is going to be Tic Tac Toe. And this looks frightening, but it is actually not. And hello, whoever you are. Yep, random guy. So, yeah, we actually need only 6 parts, and the rest is, at least the bigger rest, is pretty much very repetitive. So let's go straight into it, and I don't know how long I will take for that, so I may cut that into 2 episodes, but well, let's just get started. So first of all, we need a reset button for when we have played, right? Which is quite obvious. Also a button panel corresponding to each different section of the display. And then we need to know who has actually pressed the button so that we can assign a circle or a cross. Then we need to have a display, which is going to be that. And then also we're going to need, for each particular section of the display, we need to know whether someone has marked the spot already or if it's still empty. And if someone has marked it, who has marked it? So let's go into it. And let's start with the display actually, because that has been quite a challenge. So as you have seen, as you see, I have tried out quite a few things, and what I think works best is this one right here. So I'm going to show you how to build this in a second. I'm just going to show you what it does. So we have a cross like this, not diagonally, because that is really complicated to build and not very practical. And also a circle. So yeah, let's start with one of these sections, and that is pretty much 6 times repeated. Oh, no, 9 times repeated, the whole thing. And you've seen I've done all the redstone here, but I'm gonna do it as well for one section, and it's pretty much always the same. So, first of all, we're gonna build our display. Excuse me, I'm a bit ill. And what we're just going to do for the cross is we just need to power the lamp in the middle. Because if you have a look, if we have a powered block here, it will power all of those around as well. So we're just gonna do that. And the cross will power this thing. And then we can have let's take a lever here that will power this dust down there, and that will make a cross. Now for the circle, we need to power, we can't power this one because that would power the middle as well. But what we can do is power all of the corners. And that'll make a circle then. So we need to power this one. So we run redstone dust into there. This one as well. This one as well. And this one. And now we just need to connect them together. And a very simple way to do that is by just powering strongly this block, which then makes this sort of C shape already. And also doing the same thing on the other side. And then just connect them together. And that'll make our circle. So that is pretty much the display itself done. What comes after that is a bit more complicated. So let's remove these levers for the moment and connect that, so we know that this has to be connected. What we need to know for each section is whether, as I said, whether it has been set already, so we need an RS knowledge somewhere. So I'm just gonna build one, like, let's see, like this. And there we go. That's our RS knowledge. If you can remember, we have just two torches that feed into each other. And also, we need to know who has set it. So we're gonna need another RS knowledge. Like this. And again, torches and redstone dust. So now, just to make it easy, we're gonna put some buttons here to actually look what's happening. So what's probably easiest now is to hook up this one that says who has, or which, whether it should show the cross or the circle. And the thing is, if it does not show the cross, then of course it shows the circle. So we can just connect this side to one of them, like to this, and then invert that, like, let's do it this way. And I'm not compacting this in any way. I'm just building it like just so it works. So we need to power this block strongly. So hey, okay. So like, oh, there's a torch. Okay. So now this connects and we just block it off. So now it should either show a circle, or if we set it to the other setting, then it should show a cross. So now what we need now is to hook that one up so that if it is either set or reset, it doesn't really matter at that stage, that it will that this display will only be on if this RS knowledge is on as well. So we're gonna build an AND gate. Like this. See, so this goes into there, this goes into there, and then we can just build an AND gate like this. No, we can't, because that torch isn't being powered. So we can, let's see, we can't power this block right here. So how do we do that? Well, I suppose we can just do that and run that into a torch. It doesn't really matter. It just matters that we get it. So this is an AND gate already. So let's test it. If this is set, it should show nothing. And if we set this now as well, then it should show a circle. Now we're going to connect this to this side as well. So let's place an AND gate here as well. Like this, and then another inverted torch right there, or inverting torch right there, and that goes to this line here as well. So you see it's getting a bit messy, but we can clean that up later. And now when we reset this here, it should go off. And when we set it, it should go on. And okay, this shows a circle now. When we set this one, it should show a cross. It does. And when we reset this one, it should show nothing again, which it does. So very good. So this is pretty much everything that's going on there. And because this is quite big and still messy, I mean this is messy too, but we want to compact it a bit to be able to fit them nicely next to each other and not have them like 10 blocks apart. So I'm going to show you a bit how I compacted that, and maybe you'll learn something from that as well. What you just do is, you see we have an AND gate right behind this redstone dot right there, and an AND gate behind here. So what we can do is just put an AND gate behind there, and because an AND gate has always a torch at the beginning of or at the where both inputs are, and then an OR gate and then an output torch, we can just power this redstone dust with the output torch, and there's a repeater missing somehow, and then build our AND gate behind here like this. And also we can build our AND gate down here like this. We're just having our output torch there, and then we can build it like this. Now we have our input blocks here, 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 and here. And it has taken me hours to figure that out. So if you don't see that straight away, it's natural. So yeah, what you can do now is, because, well, you have this input from this Rs knowledge going into there and going into the other one as well. So what you can do is put those inputs together, and I'm just going to use this one because it doesn't really matter. We can carry that over from here into this one as well, like this, because this block's powering this redstone dust, which will get rid of one torch here. So now this one, this block right there, corresponds to whatever this is. So you always have to keep in mind what corresponds to what. And this one is one inverted thing of the Rs knowledge, and this one is the not inverted thing, or the other way around. It doesn't matter. So now we want to build our Rs knowledge. And what I've done is just I've put it here like this. And you see it's not connected to this torch right there, but what we can just do is put our torch on the side here, and the same thing down here. So now this is the Rs knowledge that is here. And yeah, we're gonna wire up the other Rs knowledge now. So again, because we don't want to go too low, because there's another section that is here, if this one is on the second or on the third thing, I have just put this one on the side as well, and just put an input there. We can't put a redstone dust here because this torch would power it, so we're gonna put a repeater there. Here it doesn't really matter because we can block that off. And here we can also already begin building our RS-NOR latch. And I haven't shown you it this way, but so as you see now, it doesn't really work, but we can separate the signals by putting in a repeater, and that, as you see, creates an RS-NOR latch. And that already blinks right there. So this is almost, but not quite exactly what this is. And we're gonna have to do something more with that, add something more. And now this is a bit of a jump towards the beginning. What happens if we press a button? Then we also need to know who has pressed the button. And since we have only 2 players, what suffices is just a T flip-flop. So we can have a T flip-flop here. However you write that, I think like this. We can have a T flip-flop for that. And depending on whether the flip-flop is on when the button is pressed or whether it's off, it'll give either a circle or a cross. So this is what we're going to use here. And this is a bit hard to get, maybe. So what I thought I'd do is pretty much have a reset state, which is like this, when nothing is shown, but also this latch here is also reset. What we can do now is when the button press comes, we go to here, and that corresponds directly to the button press, and that'll set, or that'll activate it pretty much. And if the T flip-flop is off, it doesn't send a pulse to here, and if it's on, it'll send a pulse to here, and that changes it to this cross. So pretty much, I'm gonna show you that again in like a bit more or easier to understand way. So we need to reset both when we press the reset button, and we can either this player 1's turn is it, then it's off and it'll make a circle, or let's reset that, it's player 2's turn, then this is on, and we press that, then it'll show a cross. So this is a thought that I had, and we're going to just put in a general reset line to reset both of these. And so we need to power either this block or this dust right there, and also this block or the dust behind it. So a very simple way to do that is just power this dust with the repeater, and also power this block with a redstone dust that is also powered by a repeater. And now we just need to hook that up, and I suppose we can go one below. No, we cannot, but we can't put dust here because the torch is activating it. So we just need to do that, and there we have it. We have our reset line that goes in here. Then we have our thing that goes directly to the button panel. And then this is where the T flip-flop goes.